need the laptop so I can see what's happening, because obviously that's important. And I have the cord so we don't run out of power, because this thing does not hold a lot of power. I've also got the instructions because I haven't made this in a really long time, and so who knows what I end up doing. Hello! I'm just plugging in my laptop so I can see everything. And I should probably let everybody know that I'm live. You know, all the things. I haven't been around much because it's school holidays here. And so I've been hanging out with my child because that's fun. Alright, I now can see comments, which is important. We are on the green machine because I know you all missed her, so I have converted her back to make handbags. I still might need to mess with the tension a little bit. I've also got cheese and biscuits here on my favorite chopping board. It is the one that has Sam from Trick or Treat. Not everybody knows who he is, and that's okay. I like it, and that's the main point. Yum. So we're doing harridan the original way, and I've had some thoughts, like an add-on alternative to make it even cooler. These are the same size as the NCW. So if you have done what I have done with the cardboard to make folding easier, you can just use the one from the NCW. I did that deliberately because, let's be honest, card slots are card slots. And this is amazing. For anyone that doesn't know what this is, it is a manila folder. And then I've ruled all the lines for the folds, and so then you just lay the fabric on and then fold the cardboard, and it does all the card slots for you, and then you put the whole thing in a heat press. It is epic, and I love it. And thank you for everybody popping in already. We're already up to quite a few people. Now, let's do this. The green machine was never gone. I just converted it to clothes and then didn't make a lot, which I will be changing. I want to do more clothes. I also forgot hardware. Feels somewhat important. So I'm just going to grab both tubs of my silver. I have 2 tubs of hardware per colouring, and then one for all the zippers, which I need to grab because we need zippers, obviously. I haven't picked hardware yet. I'm a little bit ahead of myself. It's totally fine. Don't stress. I'm not. So I am using, this was from Mizen. How amazing is this? If you look, it's a bit kind of shimmery and shiny. I don't know if that's translating through the camera, but this was amazing. Mizen has beautiful things. I mean, lots of companies do, but today we're using that. And then I've just done the whole inside in my waterproof canvas because that also makes me happy. And I'm wondering if I have any cool zippers. So this is my zipper thing. For anyone that doesn't know, I've color blocked them, and then these are plain and these are like the fancy ones, which one day I will get through, but not today. Ooh, we could put a llama on it. Is that too much? Probably. I have lots of pretties, but none of them really suit this, so maybe we'll just do plains. And so by plains, these are what I call chunkies because you can always add tassels to these, and I love them. And we might add a tassel to it because that's fun. So we need 1, 2 zippers, and that's it for the zippers. Hi, Christine. All right, so where is my Lord of the Rings bowl? So I did a market on Sunday, for anyone that was wondering. I did do my market on Sunday. I did really good. So this is not me complaining. However, I did not do as good as the other one. But it was still a good day. I've got a couple of custom orders, which I always enjoy. And I sold a lot of new stuff. So I've got these like reusable car air fresheners, which are like a new thing. And they went really, really well. So that was fun. We need 2 swivel clips, a strap adjuster, 2 D-rings, 2 zippers, and 2 press studs. Everything comes in pairs today. I love the cheese and bickies. It's so yummy. I usually have more on the plate, but, you know, I want to do this. So there's 1 set. And then there's 2 sets. Sweep all of that back into there. I'm in the process of unbagging them from when I was selling them. It's a slow, slow process. Don't judge me on that. I'll get to it when I'm ready. How do you change the machine from clothes to bags? So, these, you can change the feed dogs, except I lost my lightweight feed dogs. These are my heavy duty feed dogs. So for this machine, you can actually change the feed dogs and get lightweight or heavy. These were already heavy. So I changed the foot, I changed the needle, and I changed the tension. And the bit that I hate doing out of all of that mainly is the tension. We might still have to kind of fiddle with it a little bit because I haven't sewn on it since I changed the tension. I just guessed. It's fine. 1 more cheese and Vicky and then we'll start actually sewing. Oh, and we need my clips. So yeah, the market was really good. I have some thoughts on lighting, so I will be doing videos of cool stuff that I'm going to make to use for anyone that I convinced to buy these magnetic lights, which are amazing. I just have the overhead ones now, but for those that don't know, oh, that's flat. They're probably both flat. But these are rechargeable and glorious, and they magnetize to in here. So if you're not recording, this is amazing. So I plan on taking these to the market to put on a thing over the jewelry section because where I was a bit dark and nobody could see the pretty, pretty jewelry. I've got a mouthful of food. Hold on. So I got a powered sight and I took my swirly chair that I'm sitting on now because 5 hours in a swirly chair is wicked fun. I took over 30 bags, which was really good. Probably should have done more black on black. Probably would have sold better, but that's alright. Still did good. I sold an Empress, bunch of kangaroos, and a Lola by Swoon. It's more about the fabrics for people. Alright. We're also going to start sewing all of these just because it's pretty, and I'm just going to be on a 2 stitch length, and this will also help me check my tension. Oh, it feels weird being on this machine after so long. But no, the market was really fun. Lots of people are fascinated by lasers when they haven't seen them, so it was like a good talking point. But the reusable car air fresheners were a huge hit, so I need to make more of them on the laser. I could probably make them as a video for you if you want, for those that have a laser. Chop. We're just going to chain sew. We all know I love to chain sew. It saves time and thread. And this is a size 18 needle, for anyone that needs to know. And the needle size in the screen machine is like a 19 or a 20. And I'm making sure I backstitch at both ends just so it doesn't come off later. Hello, Canada! I love that everybody's from everywhere. I know this is not the most convenient timing for a lot of you, but we're making do with what I can get. I've just convinced my child to go sit on Nintendo, on YouTube for a little while, so he should be right for one video. Okay, where what? Which market was I? So I went to, it's called Dark Side Market. It's a new kind of heavy metal goth alternative market in town. So they had 39 stalls this time around, which was pretty cool. They had a bunch of stalls. So the main stalls that I saw were, there was somebody with the 3D printing stuff. There were a couple of clothing stores. So one was full gothic, one was like pin-up alternative. One guy was making glow-in-the-dark resin like necklace charms. One person was doing like bug taxidermy in pretty frames. They were very popular. They actually left early because they sold out, so lucky them. What else was there? My friend Pally's Pouches was there. So she makes bags and stuff, but they're all in the hoop. And they had live bands all day, which was cool. And then my husband did a strongman demonstration and held a raffle. So that was pretty fun. Half the prizes were made by me. We just need Sandra to join in. I think Sandra's taking a break. And this was not planned. She likes it when I plan it a little bit better than this. But if she pops on, I'm sure I can add her. But no, so it was a good day. My new setup with the bags hanging off the gazebo went amazingly well. However, I do need some more things for the table side of stuff. So I'm going to make some more of those twisty towers. And I thought I'd show you, I'll do it as a video to show you how easy they are to make, even if you're not great with power tools. Because I'm not great with anything. I just make it work. Alright, I'm going to rub this on my pants to get rid of that chalk dust. Problem solved. On the back of my main panels, even though it's vinyl, I've put like a foam. This is like a dense stick-on foam. Don't mind my very dodgy cutting, it'll be fine. I've never used this before. I got it, it's like, I'll show you the roll. I just got like a small 12-inch roll. So it's got sticky stuff on one side, and then it's like this dense, like craft foam almost. So I want to see how it goes. I think it'll do really well in smaller bags. And because it's less thick, it'll take up less space, which I kind of like the idea of. But we'll see how it goes in a bigger bag. I'm not sure if it'll be firm enough to hold like an Empress. And those pieces are not big enough for an Empress. It's fine. Alright, we're going to grab these. These are our card slot backing pieces. So we're going to put them right sides together. Ew. What have I done? Why? Are these so small compared to that? That might be a problem. On the other hand, yeah, right. So I've stuffed up, ladies and gentlemen. I have cut these card slots 1/2 inch too short. Never fear. I can fix it. It's really annoying that I've done that though. Hi Colleen, how are you? Are you getting this heat wave? Oh my god. We're not getting a heat wave at all. How am I going to fix this? Real world, on the job fixing of problems that I created myself. Good job, me. I usually keep one end straight. Apparently I have not done that this time. We need 4.5. This is my fault. This is not the pattern's fault. It'll be fine. Have faith. I'm just going to cut 4 1-inch pieces by 4.5 inches to sew to the side to make them long enough, and everything will be sorted. This is what happens when you rush, ladies and gentlemen. Well, probably no gentlemen here. Very rarely do gentlemen tune in, but that's okay too. I love my spring-loaded scissors. You can't convince me otherwise. These things are epic. If you've never tried them before, the way you hold the scissors takes a minute to get used to, and then you'll never want to go back because they are, in fact, amazing. Now, if you were doing this at home and you're stuffed up, you should probably just do this with a rotary cutter and a ruler. It would be much quicker, but it's fine. They just needed to be that little bit wider. I sold my first non-family bag. Congratulations! That is amazing. I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch seam. This will now make it too big. I don't care. Holding 1 inch is much easier than having like some weird 3/4 inch piece that I don't want to deal with. I regret nothing. Not quite how it was going to go, but it's fine. Also, not many people carry this many card slots anymore. Which is another reason why I plan on altering the pattern. But I thought I'd do an almost normal one before I go altering. I'm glad. I know, I did see that some of you were concerned I had disappeared off the face of the planet. One day, and it probably won't be the next holidays, but one day I'm going to be so prepared for school holidays that I will have pre-recorded videos everywhere. My problem is I get impatient, and as soon as they're uploaded, I'm like, and release them! Because you guys probably want to watch. That's my own issue. I get that. Oops. So if you cut stuff right, you don't have to do this bit. And I'm pretty sure I just did the wrong seam allowance on that. So let's fix that problem. There we go. So this is now going to be too big. It's fine. I have missed this machine. Now that I'm sitting on it, I'm like, linings are so much easier here. But exteriors are easier over there. So I'm just going to put that in the middle. Should be right. 1/4 inch seam allowance. Off we go. So I have 2 markets next month. There's a ladies' day at a football club, and my neighbor just so happens to be the photographer and like runs a lot of the stuff. So she's asked the committee if I can have a stall at the ladies' day. So I'll be the only one there, and that's okay. It's going to be so fun. So I plan on making the charm bar more visually amazing and in your face. The bag situation is now sorted, but this month you will be seeing a lot more not gothic, dark, spooky bags. I'm going to be doing some like farm-steady ones because a lot of them are like farmers. Alright, so I'm going to fold this over and top stitch along the top. It does look kind of pretty with that edge. It was an accident, but it's a happy accident. I'm also pretty stoked that I got the tension right first go. Boob melting weather. Ha! I love that. Well, not for you. We get that kind of weather in summer here, but it's winter for us. I've got the air conditioner on because this room heats up quite quickly when I put the heat press on. Because it's small, the heat and I are just not really friends. Okay, so now we're going to grab one of our linings, lay this down. If you need to, actually, probably find the center. We're going to need it later anyway. Center of everything. How long is school holiday? 2 weeks. So this is the 2nd week now. But I've been hanging out with my child. So I know you guys miss me, but my kid's been pretty happy. That's why I have a pool, right? I don't need to worry too much. Like if I have a hot flush, I can literally go jump in the pool. Actually, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to put all the clips on upside down so that I can see where to sew. And then we're just going to sew this on right in the seam allowance. And then I can just cut off the excess. Oh, I missed that backwards button with my foot. That's fine. So the school terms here are like 8 to 12 weeks. I don't really pay attention to them. And then you get 2 weeks off, and then there's, I think, 6 weeks or 8 weeks school holiday over the Christmas period. Because our school year starts at the start of the year, not at the start of the financial year, which is what they do in America. The start of your school year is like halfway through the year. Alright, so this is what we've got now. And then you get a little slip pocket. Ta-da! So doing 2 of those. You need to cut 4 of these because this is only like half the bag. So it's a bag with a wallet attached. I do like it. It's just, I should make more. I've got a few thoughts on how to alter it again. So this one will open like a barn, like a door. Whereas the new one, I'm going to have it where the joins at the bottom so that they come out and then have those little things so it doesn't flop open. So yesterday we went and saw How to Train Your Dragon, which was super fun. Last week he went and saw Lilo and Stitch with his friend. So we took his friend to see How to Train Your Dragon yesterday. Yeah, see? We start in like the end of January. You usually get like 2 or 3 days in January. Knuckles is being a weirdo and laying down at the door on the outside. I love harridan. I feel like this was a very underrated pattern because I did a brown bag on the cover and everybody just overlooks it. So I should probably, after I make this, maybe take some photos and replace the cover photo, and it'll probably get a lot more love. I know that's ridiculous, but it's just how it is. I love trolls. Trolls are fabulous. And again, this interfacing on the inside of the main panels of troll, I think would go very well just to make them like a little bit stiffer. Anyway, I have already pre-cut my zipper. We need the big one for right now. Hi, Hazel. I understand the not wanting to go to the theatres alone. Some people prefer it and some people hate it. I've never been by myself, personally. I always go with someone. Although, since hubby's not really into horror movies, I would probably have to go. I mean, he might come. Although we also just got a new television. It's like 70 inches and it's in a very small room. So when you sit to watch something, it feels like you're in the cinemas. And we have never turned the volume up higher than 4 because I don't know why, but the television is redonkulously loud. We need this piece here. This is our little tab piece. So I'm just going to tell you how to do this alteration now. The whole point of this is it's going to be like a side gate like this, and then the zipper goes all the way around like this. Okay? So if you wanted to alter this by yourself at home, what you would do is you would put this here, and then let's say we add 2 inches, you then take 2 inches off the zipper tape. So I've already worked out the math for you. All you have to do is alter it. So if you wanted to put this here, you would add 2 and then subtract 2 off this, and then the finished size is still the same. Fun fact. It's how pattern alterations happen. Anyway, I've also got a tail. Stop it. I like doing these like this. I know Aura Rose does a lot of zipper pouch, or like her card slots like this, and I like it because you get an extra spot for notes or, you know, just other things, because pockets are great. Receipts in one side, notes in the other. I've got my zipper pull on. So now we're going to grab these, and we're going to put this one right sides down, and this one right side up. Love the fabric. So the fabric is from Mia Zen. She makes, and it's a little bit shimmery. I know you can't really see, look. See how it's shimmery? I love it. It's amazing. It's from Mia Zen. It was a while ago, but she has lots of pretty things. Yeah, see, lots of people have just skipped over harridan. It's a sad fact, but that's alright. Maybe after we make this bag, it will change your mind. Now, I have skipped the glasses holder. So on the outside, one side is a glasses, like a reading glasses little slip pocket. This bag is also great for men. The original reason I did this is somebody wanted me to make a pattern of a bag that already existed for a man. So this is a great man bag if you do it in neutrals. But it's also the perfect size for on-trend mini bags at the moment. It's just got a really big lot of card slots. Alright, when you pull tight, it works. I love that. You don't need a wallet due to the amount of card slots. Well, exactly. So it's a wallet and a bag in one, and it's compact. So, like, it's tiny. It's a little bag, which are very on trend at the moment. That's why I've been trying to get time to do this. And then I forget, and then I want to do it, and then I don't have time. And it's a vicious cycle. I'm going to put the stitch length up to 4, make it a bit prettier. So technically I should be able to set this motor to do the up-down thing like the other one does. I just don't know how to do it. You won't be able to stay the entire life. That's okay. I have to check out the pattern, but I'm not sewing a lot lately. I find a lot of people have been saying that. Lots of people are in a bit of a funk, which is totally fair. It happens. So now we want to find the 4 central points on both sides of the zipper. If you line these 2 up and then do that, ta-da! Is it a bound bag? It absolutely is. My brain could not come up with a way to make it without being bound. And you'll see why soon. Okay. So we're going to line the center up and the center up, and I'm only going to stitch here, like that. Oh wait, no, we're supposed to do that on the outside, not the inside. It'll look nicer if we do it the other way. Never mind. Chop, pull, chop, pull. Back stitching. Let's try that again. Grab an outside. Can we purchase it? You absolutely can. It's been on my website. This is a pattern I designed in 2021. Like, it's quite old now. I'm just bringing back all of my old patterns by adding some cool, fun add-ons. I have noticed that I'm doing that just because my brain's had more ideas since the original bag design. Really? So like this, if I redesign this, what I might actually do is have it as a 2 compartment bag and then have like flat card slats, like the vinyl ones where we put like a little cute plaque on and have them that way. I also think this is the only bag in existence that doesn't have a Tory pocket, if you can believe that. Alright, in the center. Let's try that again. Oh. Tory is like evolution. Yeah. And most things have a Tory pocket because I've convinced a lot of you to buy the Tory pocket template. Therefore, you should get your use out of it. So now we're just going to clip this down. I am going to base this on because life is easier when you do. I mean, each to their own, but you've got to trust me on this. It'll be so much easier if you base this on. I also haven't really been thinking about which way the zipper pull goes, and it's too late to care. I can care later. Should be right. And it should fit really nicely. So this one I made looser because a lot of you get really worried about zippers. There's different ways to make things fit. The problem with this is we might get a little bit wonky because there's now too much zipper. But when I do it the other way, a lot of people tell me that my gussets don't fit, which they do. It just takes a minute. There's that. I made my first Lola a couple of weeks ago. Lolas are quite easy. People are scared of the curves, but it's really quite an easy pattern. And I sell my Lolas for $90. Now, pricing is up to the individual. I know some people online that sell Lolas for like $250, which is great, but I'd prefer to sell more cheaper because I do so much sewing. And this is both a job and a hobby. And because I'm always here sewing, I prefer to sell them off cheaper and just sell lots because I make lots. I've also been thinking about coffin wallet lately. My brain's had some ideas to design my own. It won't be bound. It will be cardboard, fold the raw edges under, and then layer them and stitch them. My brain never stops, but I also want to do quests. See, there's only so much time for me to get everything done. It is a problem. I almost need to split myself in half. Have one version of me doing domestic things and one version of me doing sewing things, but unfortunately it's just not how it works. So you guys are just stuck waiting until I get to it. Right, we're basing that on because life's easier when things don't move. You just gotta trust me. So I've gone within the seam allowance here. Also, if you unzip that, making sure that this is not in a corner, so we want it on a flat bit, you will also find that it is much easier to attach the next bit. So we're going to just grab one of these. They're the same, so whatever floats your boat. And then join the middle lines. I would love to just design. I've got so many patterns in my head. But because I struggle with the digital part of drawing up my patterns, that's what slows me down. Because if I had someone that could take my ideas and draw the digital part, I could then write the instructions and how to put it together and do all of that way quicker. But first I have to make sure the patterns are drawn the right way, and then I have to chop them up to make sure they fit on both US and Australian size paper, which sometimes takes more thought than you'd care to admit. If you've ever designed a pattern, you know. Because sometimes it fits on my paper that I'm used to, and then I send it to my American testers and it doesn't fit and it chops bits off, and that's just rude. So now we're just joining these up. Making sure the zipper is sitting lovely and flat in there. So you've got to kind of smush it around. Fun times. Also, I forgot to find the side. Good job, me. I mean, I can eyeball the center pretty well, but, you know, you should still find the center of everything. Brain works faster than my hands. It's not even that. It's not even that my brain works faster than my hands. It's that I suck at digitally creating anything. Content even. I know you guys would love to see more like cool shorts and stuff. I did one this morning, you're welcome, on how to fold my zipper tape. But it's the digital part. Like, I'd love an amazing intro. I can't make it. The best I got was the swirling logo. Such is life. I'd love a cool sewing candy intro. I'd love lots of intros. But we can only do what we can do. My most expensive bag was a custom-made Trailblazer for a close friend. She bought all the supplies, see that's awesome. Which is all I asked for. In total, she paid me $650. Wow, that's amazing. Good job, you. Alright, we want to not stitch this bit. We're going to turn this through a little bit here because this is us avoiding binding right now. If you look in bags in a shop, they will instead put these together and do a 1/4 inch binding. I figured out a way to skip it. So we need to leave the gap where we pre-sewed that other bit on. Yeah, see? Starting to make sense now, isn't it? Now, you have to go really slowly in these corners because the zipper tape tries to bunch up and it's a jerk. We don't want to stitch it unnecessarily because then we have to unpick stuff, which I might still have to do because it's literally been years since I made this bag. You also notice I haven't checked a single sizing of anything. Quite proud of my brain to be able to get this far, but I do have the instructions up on the computer if I need to refer to them at all. So far, so good though. Back stitch, always back stitch. Chop. I get told all the time I should charge more for my stuff, and it is probably a true sentence, but I still won't. Because I am accessible to a lot more people in my pricings. And the other thing is, right, different people sew at different speeds. I am a pretty fast sewer, and you guys saw, like, if I really put my mind to it, I can get 12 bags made in 12 hours. I don't know if any of you watched that. That was intense. It was intense. I can't concentrate that much normally. I'd love to do another fundraiser, but I can't think of any ideas yet. But 12 bags in 12 hours was a feat because I'm a fast sewer. See, it gets a bit awkward shoving this through that tiny little gap. That's why you don't want too much interfacing. But you can't have none because then it's floppy. You've got to find like a happy medium. So this is the first time I'm using this. But different people charge different stuff and there's no right or wrong answer. You ask for what you want. Do I think I'm probably worth more? Probably yes. But I prefer to just sell the bags because I sew so many of them all the time. Same with the laser stuff. I enjoy doing it. So the pricing kind of works a bit differently for my brain. I want to make a bit of profit so I can continue doing it. And then I'm good. I know it's a bit wonky, it's a bit scrunchy right now, but we're about to top stitch it, so don't stress too much. Now the hardest bit is this next bit because we want to tuck it in, but we want to stitch it from the outside. So this is always the trickiest bit to make sure that we get all of this stitched while still looking neat. But it's this or binding, ladies and gentlemen. So I will take it the way I've got it. Yoink. I'm really hoping that worked. Otherwise I have to unpick it again. Hear how it's starting to get a bit thick? Welcome to the green machine. And that's that dense, like craft foam in there too. Get back to the start, back stitch, then trim your tails, and we'll check the back and see how I went. Haven't done this in years, so it might be a bit crap. Ah! Oh, yeah, no. I missed. See that? That's going to annoy me. So, I have to unpick it. But only like 5 stitches. If you were making this for yourself, or maybe a bit more, maybe 8 stitches. If you're making, if this was mine, I would leave it because nobody's ever going to see it. But because I'm selling it, it's got to go. Let's grab a stabby stick. I've renamed these stabby sticks instead of sewalls because, say it out loud, stabby stick is so much more fun to say. And yes, I really am that childish. And no, you will not change my mind. It's a stabby stick. Alright, let's try that again. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Right. Zigzag scissors. See, you get it. Renaming stuff, fun things. It's just better. Life's just better when you get to say fun words. Okay, much better. Much happier. Get rid of these random tails. Ugh, more fireworks. Oh. What are the fireworks for? Look at that. Pretty. We'll need a, whatever. It'll be fine. So now we're going to grab this one. Oh, I should also probably find center sides. See, nobody really carries this many cards anymore because you've all got them digitally. Hello, Sandra, my lovely. They were all just talking about you before. Everybody misses you too. Also, make sure you've got them up the right way. I have once sewn this on upside down because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I also got a new tattoo last week. The pink tiger on my neck was A, not very pink anymore, and B, not looking very much like a tiger. So we have covered him, or her, it was a her. We have covered him with a griffin, and he is blue and fabulous, and I have not yet named him. So I am open to suggestions for a blue griffin on my neck. I would just make one a side pocket. See, you could do that too. I mean, it'd be easy enough. They've got side pockets anyway. I'm just 12 card slots. It's like an NCW, but it's more of a bag. I have also personally found that wallets are not very popular. People barely even look at them at the markets. So I will not be doing a whole lot of wallets in the future. I'll do a few. Like I want to do a coffin wallet because that's just cool. I also want to do my own version of a coffin-shaped bag because I've had some thoughts. Alright, so this one. See, this is where we're going to start doing like binding-y type things. So now we need to add this one into the other one. I'm also wondering, do I want to have a stiff wall here? And I think I do. Because this is too flimsy. Yes, you could definitely use it at a craft fair for all the things that you collect. Absolutely. Pocket pals are fun to make. I really do enjoy them. I've had the same 7 or 8 for a long time. People just don't buy wallets here. Alright, we're going to use some of my beautiful stick-on craft foam. I'm very thankful that it's stick-on right about now. Let's get a pen. Shop. And shop. So this is, I don't know what it was called. I found it online. I actually saw somebody, who is it? Sophisticated Crafts, I think, was using it. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea. So I just want to see what it's like. I think it's going to work out well for this bag, personally. But we shall see. Now, to make my life easier, we're going to stick it on this piece, like that, and then we can just, preferably without the wrinkles. Thank you very much. This is why I hate sticky things. Sometimes we're not friends. Right, stiffer. You could also just use like a normal iron-on interfacing. No judgment here. So, we're going to add this in. We should now have all of our center points that we can line up, which will make it easier for you to position. But we're going to put wrong sides together. And this right here is why it needs to be bound. You could get away with just binding one side, and you could do the other outside like we did this one if you wanted to. You also could have basted this on. I'm going to baste this on in a second. It all joins together quite well though. See? Can you see it's starting to come together now? So this one comes down like that. But what we are going to do is we now need to make the gusset to attach. So we're going to just, I'm not even going to base it. I'm going to leave it like that because it's fine. So we need our other bit of zipper. And then this. And then this. And our zipper, obviously. You can put 2 zippers, but for 10 inches, I don't really think it's necessary. I cut the card slot side of my pocket pals out on the Cricut. It's amazing. So much easier. Because card slots are annoying. I like card slots on things. I just hate having to get the holes perfectly even. It's not really my jam. Okay, so it's a little bag, so it's a little gusset. We can try and do all 3 at once. I don't love how well I think this is going to go, but, you know. Also, it being grey, make sure that you don't put it on wrong. Where you have the silver reflective side showing. It's not really what we're aiming for. It's so fiddly doing 3 at a time. Why do I do this to myself? Who knows? so. You should, and then you've got a Cricut. You should definitely like cut and prep. As in cut on the machine, not cut with your dodgy hand. That would be a terrible idea. A little bit too much zipper tape. It's totally fine. Oh. Ow. That was rude. Stitch. Back stitch. Did you hear that? I heard that. Right above it. I've also got a new skull for my machine. Every time I see my friend at the market, I get another skull from her. Because it amuses me. So they're all different crystally ones. Having any kind of injury and not being able to craft is a nightmare. I've been pretty lucky that I'm not too sick too often. Yep. My power's not out, everyone relax. It's just the light fixture is a bit fiddly and it's obviously got knocked from my speed sewing. Give me a second, I'll fix it. I've also found my song of the week. Every week I get like fixated on a different song. This week it's called Battles by Alpine something. I don't really know. It popped up randomly. It's a very awesome like heavy metal rock kind of thing. And I just like it because it has this really cool noise. It's trying to be guitar but it's different and it's amazing. And it's currently stuck in my head. Alright, let's try that again. No. Stay. You're gonna give me grief, aren't you? Okay. Let's try that again. Yoink. Up. Oh, see, now I've done it. Why? Why don't you love... There we go. I don't know why it doesn't love me. I did break my ankle once. That was really annoying. Alright, let's get these two edges together, because again with the binding. Very small gusset, edgy bits. You won't see much of this, but still worth doing. Hi everyone, yay, I caught you live again. I saw one of your other recent lives and you made an offer / if any one of your followers wanted to stream live. I would love to do more people streaming live with me. Abso-freaking-lutely. We love you, Sandra, obviously, but having new lives would be super fun. Do you have something specific you'd like to do? We're clipping one at a time. Me and that double clipping, not friends. Not playing that game. What kind of a live would you like to do? Doesn't have to be one of my patterns. In saying that, I really need to get onto Quest. I've been dreaming about it, so you know it's time when your brain is like dreaming about making a bag. Yeah, I really want to do it, but I'm also dreading having to draw it all up. That's what the issue is. I know what the issue is. Digitally designing things is a nightmare for me. Sometimes I can do them quickly, sometimes not so much. Not to mention my attention span to sit at a computer for 8 hours and torture myself drawing patterns does not exist. I am always looking for more people that want to come and do joint lives. It'll be fun. If you've got a channel, it's a good way to, like, we'll do it on my channel, and it's a good way for people to learn about your channel. Do you know what else I've noticed about the green machine? I am happy to get my fingers a lot closer to the needle on this machine than the screen machine. That's fun. What are you doing, Knuckles? Did you hear that? Knuckles is knocking something over. See how it doesn't sit as nice until you top stitch it? This is why we top stitch. Nice long stitch length. With that foam, that is actually pretty thick. I don't know how I feel about that. It's good thickness though. Looks nice. Good to go. I think I was supposed to cut 2 of these. That doesn't look big enough. Yeah, absolutely there's meant to be 2. Or you can cut one really big one. Okay. I don't have a YouTube. That's okay. We will figure it out. I am missing a piece. Before I get off my butt and go cut more things that I forgot, let's do all the other pieces. D-ring. Oh, these are the wrong size too, because I use different size D-rings than when I designed this pattern. Whoopsies. Not a big deal. I am obsessed with my 15mm D-rings, and I don't think anyone's going to convince me to upgrade. I love them. They're amazing. So the original pattern comes with a 1-inch D-ring, which is what I've cut out because I was just blindly following the pattern, as I do. That's another reason why I designed this. This, which is the same width as zipper tape, half of it is perfect size for this. It all just works. We should absolutely, we need to get onto this after the school holiday. So next week, I want to do, I'd love to host at least one person a month and have different new people. Not including Sandra, because she can be like the off week or off fortnight. Oh, I did do all of those clips. I have a whole pack of them. They were just fun. Love my lasers so much. They're pricey, but I love them anyway. I understand that I should probably make more of a business out of them, but I got a laser for pretty bag hardware and pretty jewelry, and I really have very little interest in doing much else. The only other thing I want to do are decision coins, so I might even design up a few, or like a sewing one, where it's like start a new pattern or finish one you've already cut out. Because that's relevant to every sewer ever. The F1 Ultra does look amazing, but I don't have money for that. They're bringing out an F2 Ultra, which is like a 60 watt. So like super powerful. So stuff that I do would probably take like 3 seconds and it's done. They've got They're bringing out a more powerful one, which is great for them. Actually, I might just do it this way. But the new one's going to be like 10 grand, which is great, but I can't justify buying something like that when it's not my full-time business. I didn't even spend that on any sewing machine in here. I spent $3,500 on my embroidery machine, and that was second-hand. So I will not be buying a very crazy expensive laser just because I can't afford it, because I don't do it as my primary business. If you were going to start a laser company where you do lasering and you go to markets all the time and stuff and things, I could see that. But for what I do, like if I was going to full speed ahead, make everybody custom bag tags on the planet and then do like stamps and all that kind of stuff, I could probably justify a very expensive laser. But then I wouldn't be sewing anymore, and I feel like you'd all miss me. We all have projects we need to finish. I have fabric here that I'm like, I really need to make that dress. It's on my list. Unfortunately, like, worky things get in the way. Between videos, market stall stuff I have to build, housework. Oh my god, so much housework. I just don't get a time to do everything. I've bribed my child with YouTube right now. That's how I'm doing this video. We're going to attach these now before I forget, because we all know that I will forget. It has been done before. Get off. Tori, guess who I'm going to visit today? Where do you live for me to guess? Let me see. Mirzen, Inklings of the Kraken, Sandra would be my top 3 guesses. Another one, Pascal. If you live in Townsville, Sewing Trade. They have some beautiful leathers in there. You know my beautiful printed leather I got? They've got more. Oh, we've just had a lot of things. I love the green machine. The laser is technically my significant other's, and he's been teaching me to make my own tags and applique pieces. I think I have him convinced to open an engraving shop. That's awesome! If you've got a powerful enough laser, you are good to go. I botched up my sewing. So rather than unpicking it, I'm just going to make that seam allowance a bit deeper and problem solved. Ha 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 ha. Toowoomba, you're going to go see Belinda. That's amazing. Unfortunately, nobody lives near me up here. I'm all by my lonesome. And if it wasn't so expensive for flights and things, I would absolutely host a sewing thing. It'd be so much fun. I know we were briefly discussing it, but I just don't think enough people would want to come here because of the price of flights. And I understand. I fully get it. But I would love to do a sewing weekend. We do something like Quest, where you have to cut it out yourself and it's the whole weekend, so you can pick which parts you want. You get like a crap ton of fabric, crap ton of stuff, and then we do a design your own bag with all the bits that you like. It would be amazing. My phone is going off with messages. We'll deal with them later. It's totally fine. See, the thing about mastering the laser is different lasers work different ways, a little bit. Like, my S1 20-watt diode works very differently to my F1 10-watt diode. Even though they're both diodes, the little one goes faster because there's no moving part. It's just different. Alright. Very, very classy way to put holes in things, don't you think? I regret nothing! Because I have to get off my butt and cut something. I have done the tricky part though. That other side is the tricky part of this. So if you can master that, you'll be fine for this bag. But I do want to finish it on camera because I feel like you guys will love it. I wouldn't let you back in the country. I do love my green machine. But now that it's converted back, we'll probably do more videos on it. I still want to make myself clothes, but you know, I do make a lot more bags than anything else. Have I seen 3D printers, UV printers? I have. It looks awesome. But I don't know if I've got the space. I mean, I'm sure I could make room. I just keep seeming to do that. And like something else pops up. I had to get a whole new desk for my heat press because I love it and it needed more space than where it was. So I went and got a desk off Marketplace. Somebody was giving one away and it looked sturdy enough to have that and the embroidery machine. So technically I do have a space over there that I could maybe put one more machine. Don't tell my husband, he might have a meltdown. There's a lot of machines in here already. But I feel like I'd have to stop at one more. Okay, so let's grab this one. Find the center of everything. I have been seeing UV printers. I've also been seeing DTF printers. Apparently I've set it near my phone and so I keep seeing ads for them and they do look amazing. And I do think they would be epic if I started doing subscription boxes again because we could put like custom pictures on a pre-cut out thing and it would be amazing. All of the things. I probably shouldn't have stitched the side bits. Whatever, should be right. Oops. Stop it. Oh, now you've gone weird. I mean, my husband always tells me you should probably stop getting things. And then I get one and he's like, that's great, honey. So, until he actually says no and puts his foot down, I probably won't ever stop. I don't know if I'd want another 3D printer. I know they've come a long way since I last had one. Because the last one I had was a bit of a nightmare. And it would be cool to have a 3D printer because then I could just do bowls and those really cool headpiece things that I like. But again, I'm not in a hurry. Like, it's fine. Actually, I might as well sew across the bottom. Can't hurt. Oh, until that happens. What was that? Green machine has decided doesn't like me. Did I say something to offend you? But we love you. You should behave yourself. husband's big enough to stop me. He never truly would, though. I can say that in all honesty. Like, if I really wanted something, I doubt my husband would actually tell me no. To be fair, I also never tell him no. I encourage him to buy things for himself. He doesn't treat himself enough. I try. Alright, one bit on. We'll put all the press studs on in a minute. I'm getting there. The main reason I did it like this is so that I can perfectly line up the holes with very little drama. So this is the outside with a cute little pocket. You could make it puffy if you wanted to. I went with flat just because the other side was normally puffy. I love my pens. I use all the pens you guys have sent me. Literally all of them. They are amazing and I love them. I actually want to puff this up a little bit. Why? Well, because that way you can put stuff in it and still do it up. Right, so you just lift it like a little bit. Like a really, just a little bit, like that. And then we're gonna, hopefully, mark something. And then we'll punch holes. I have 7 sewing machines and none are newer than the 70s. See, some people collect sewing machines. That's the other thing though. I don't actually collect anything. If I said I collected something, it would probably be hobbies, craft supplies of all varying types. Oh, you finished your bag. That's wonderful news. I like the bag sewing challenge. Has anybody played that recently with the dice game? Ugh. I need these. And then we just need the rest of the gusset and we're good to go. Over. Yes, Save's always been there and you just didn't realise. That's funny. My husband doesn't realise half the stuff I own. Not that he cares. The only way he knows is if I leave the boxes out. If you need to ever blame someone for why you purchased something, I am happy to take the blame for you. Just so you're all aware, blame Tori. Tori made me do it. I am okay with the wrath of random people. Bring it on. I am more than happy to cop to I'm the reason you bought something. Blame me. This is me publicly volunteering. My ex ring me when he's made a big purchase and doesn't tell his wife. That's pretty funny. Pop this one in. And that one in. Squish it under. Boop. And the other side. Nearly done. Probably could have put these a little bit more in, but it won't matter. It'll still look cute. And then make sure they work before you go any further. Ta-da! So cute. Actually, we should take them out. I'm going to probably need hole punches later. I've been lurking. Love my green press too. What kind is your green machine? So this is a Mitsubishi LS2-130. All of that means nothing to me, by the way. It is a straight plain sewer with no water. So we use a Teflon foot. For those that couldn't find a Teflon foot for your machine, I did show you all once upon a time Teflon tape, which you put on the bottom of your foot and it turns it into a Teflon foot. Very cool. Okay. So now these two go together. Because again, binding. And then I have to go and cut the other bit that we're missing so I can make the gusset. And then we're ready to just put the last of the bag together. Yay! But it's cute. I know this is taking longer than normal. It's because I'm chatting. Every time I do a live, except for that one where I was like power sewing, things take longer when I'm chatting. So I get sidetracked and I use my hands. It is what it is. Wrong sides together. I was just making sure I wasn't stitching it the wrong way because again, I have done it before. It's not ideal. I had a combo embroidery sewing machine. I ended its career after 2 years and they don't make the parts anymore. Aww. I have a straight stitch Juki. Straight stitch is all you actually need. I have a domestic machine, like a little domestic sewing machine, and the only 2 stitches I use is straight stitch and the buttonhole. I literally got it to be a buttonhole machine. How cute's the front? I love it. It's adorable. Right, so now all we have to do is cut. I'm pretty sure it's another one of these. I should have read the instructions better. This is my fault. My fault. I haven't made this bag in years, and clearly, oh yeah, it does say cut to, and I just ignored that fact. So, whoopsies. 100% my fault. We need some more of these. I find my river machine sometimes cuts around the river when I said river. I'm confused. My machine is a combo embroidery machine, but I never convert it because, again, I am a lazy person and it takes a long time. And I just don't want to. So, what I do need to do, though, is have some more cheese and biscuits because I got this because I'm hungry and it's lunchtime. Stuff's so pretty. I also try and make a lot of my bags the same size as rulers to make our life easier. No, don't be like that. I think you're dead too. I've overused my pens. So rude. So the bag is very little. You can also just change the gusset and make it bigger if you wanted like a fat, short little bag. You could absolutely do that. I'll also be making a wristlet strap out of that and then maybe some kind of an accent. So I will not throw this out. That's way too much to throw out. Goes in my pile over there though. Baby Lockalua and Benina 630E. Ooh, I love that it's called an anniversary edition. I'm going to start doing a lot more embroidery because I have easy access to solid plain colors. I am not good enough at planning so far ahead to be able to get lots of prints. I do also already have a lot of prints, but I really enjoy using the embroidery machine since I tried so hard to pay it off. Oh, that song absolutely stuck in my head. So this interfacing is something new that I'm trialing. It's like craft foam, but it's a stick-on. I've never used it before. I have no idea how it's going to go. But we're trialing it out because I saw, I think it was Sophisticated Crafts used it, and I was curious. So I bought myself some, and we're trialing it out. There's a hole there. That's why I'm not going all the way to the edge. And that's crooked, so there you go. I also have a computerized long arm. Oh my god, I am so jealous. Do you like quilt a whole bunch of vinyl with it? I would go absolutely mental if I could stitch on a long arm that's computerized. So I have embroidery designs, especially from Urban Threads. There's one that does like single stitch, but it's dragon shaped, so it's quilting as a dragon. But I am not great at repositioning a hoop. I can position it once in the middle and it works, but trying to position a continuous stitch pattern is really just not my forte, because I would love to do that and have like cool designs on vinyl that's been quilted. It would look epic. And if I had access to a computerized long arm, I would be purchasing all the designs for the person that owned it and be like, and now do this, and now do this, and now do this. 100%. You should do one. Show me how jealous I need to be. I have no room for a long arm, so that's not in my wheelhouse of probabilities. I also understand they cost like 20 grand. But Urban Threads has some beautiful ones. There was a dragon one I'm absolutely obsessed with. I would love it. If I had access to one. In Seymour, there's a lady there that had the fabric shop. She had it a long arm, and it wasn't computerized, and she told me it cost about 10 grand to turn it into computerized, which is why she hadn't. But oh my god, the things I would do. The things I could be capable of if I had such a thing. It would be amazing, and I would be unstoppable. We would have all the quilted bags of the universe, and then on top of the quilting, I would then put an embroidery. So I would like do a dragon quilting behind it, and then do like an intense dragon right in the middle. Or a skull, or you know, like all the things. That is what I would do if I had the stuff that you have. So there's your inspiration. Go make me jealous. The shop in town, Sewing Trade, has like a big machine that they would quilt vinyl. They charge by the stitch, so it would be a very expensive design, but I'm sure it would look fabulous if I did it. They've given me the option that if I want to pay for it, they'll do it. And I'm not saying no, because their hoop is huge. Even sit down, long arms need space. Well, that's true. I am no good at freehanding that quilt. I can't quilt. I have played at the craft expo that they had here. Somebody had a long arm set up, and I was trying to like write my name, and it was definitely easier with the two handles where the machine moves and not trying to move the base, but I still was not very good at it. I could probably get good. Practice makes perfect and all that jazz. So I could see me being able to get good at it, but currently I am not. Stitch, back stitch, clips up, woo! Let's go, whee! And then we're gonna come back to the middle because the middle is where we're gonna hold the whole weight of the bag. And even though this isn't a big bag, it's not the point. But because this is not the other machine, we will not be back stitching. We will instead be turning around and stitching forward. Because I don't trust this machine. I have broken way too many needles on here, and I know better. Still pretty. That's just giving it some extra stitching to make sure it doesn't break from whatever crazy stuff people put in their bags. I just assume everybody goes around collecting rocks off the ground and that the bag's going to have a crazy amount of weight. If you run on that theory and sew the bag accordingly, it should survive just about anything. Our local library has a computerized long arm. Oh, that's amazing. Pretty sure our local library doesn't. It's also on the other side of town. If the library was on my side of town, I would absolutely go there more often. But to be fair, I read books on Kindle because I read like a book a night. I have read at least one complete book every week for the last 101 weeks. Kindle keeps count for me. So I don't read every day because that would take the fun out of it. And sometimes I just can't find a book I like. But I have read at least one book every week for the last 101 weeks in a row. That's a lot of books if you think about it. Sometimes I read a whole 5-book series in a week. Oh, see? Stupid thread. Misbehaving again. Yeah, see, if it's pre-programmed, I would treat it like an embroidery machine. And it could just do the pretty design on the vinyl. That's all I'd use it for. Me and quilts, I mean, you guys have watched me make a quilt before. We're not friends. I have to quilt as you go because the quilty part is not the bit I enjoy. I enjoy the piecing part. I can hear that. Can you hear that? Doesn't like it. It's too thick. I mean, it's too bad. It has to do it anyway. But this is why I got the other machine. Because that machine likes the thick bits. This one does not. Okay, so now that we have our gusset, which looks amazing, we are going to stitch these two bits together because I want to. I'm also going to open this out flat. It will make it thinner and more even. I like reading fantasy books with dragons and witches, and they go on quests and people die and there's battles and, you know, crazy stuff. Doesn't have to be in like an alternate world. There's like things called urban fantasy now. They're fun. But like the authors I like, I've literally read every single one of their books. I go through phases. With the foam, this is like some bits are too thick with the foam on this bag. So I like the foam, but like there's bits that I really want to switch to the other machine. So like sewing across here, I don't want to sew it with this machine because I already can tell you it won't work. I use Nook app on my notebook. Yeah, cool. Lining thing up on the long arm is nothing like lining things up in an embroidery machine. Yeah, see, but what I would do on a long arm is I would just get a big piece of vinyl, quilt the whole thing, and then cut the patterns out. I would do it the opposite way, the way I do it with an embroidery. I just have like a big piece of vinyl, as much as it'll do, quilt the whole thing, and then cut the pieces out. Boom. Gusset. Hopefully, right size gusset. Hopefully I didn't botch it. I mean, there's a chance I did. But we should be alright. I like thrillers. I used to read a lot of Stephen King when I was younger because I love horror movies. Quite the fan, in fact. Oh, we already know where the bottom is. Love that for us. There's a seam there. Ha 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 ha. We're going to find sides because it's just easier to line up 4 points. On that, you must trust me. I can only quilt a 10.8 by 108 inches. That's insanely huge. I can do 8 inches by 12 inches. And even then, that hoop is broken. I keep trying to glue it back together because a new hoop's like $150 and I'm just not super keen on buying another one. Let's take this. We're now down to 3 pieces. And oh, I forgot to put... Why do I keep doing that to myself? I forgot my tag. Now I'm sad. I mean, No, it won't work there either. Bugger. Alright, this is going to be my binding. It's that weird stretchy stuff. I bought it and I've never even tried it. But I have some. Yay! We're going to baste this together, I think. Rather than trying to add more pieces together. There's limits. Do not stitch your zipper tab. Your zipper pull. Never ends well. On that, you should definitely believe me. I need a thin woven back vinyl to try with. You should do it. Lots of bags are less than 10 inches tall though. You could totally quilt something like this. This would look amazing. Like completely quilted. I would have maybe done a plain with quilting, but I do have a very limited time. I really have to hurry up because my child has been left unsupervised this whole time. Which... He's 9, but he's a destructive 9-year-old. So we're just stitching very close to the edge. We're just joining this on so that I can focus on more joining with less drama. And this time we want to go all the way. Boom. If I was not recording, we would be switching to the other machine by now. Alright. Where's the bottom? There. Center bottom. Center bottom. Join. And this will have binding, so we just have to join it and make it fabulous. And this will be a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So even though the gusset is only thin, we're not doing 1/2 inch because there's a zipper involved. So there'll be less drama, I guess, theoretically. We also want to kind of have that poking out so it gets out of the way because it does try and get in the way. I've also just noticed I did not find the center point of all of this, which is going to make life much trickier. So, because there's a zip up, 1/4 inch, and then, because of that, we should just do a 1/4 inch on the other one to make it pretty. Text 35 thread from Wizardry in it. See? I feel like you're onto something. Anyone that has a long arm, please, or like a digitized long arm machine, please make a quilted bag with it. I would love to feel jealous about these things. I'm never getting a long arm because I don't quilt. I don't make enough quilts to ever justify one. But watching other people use it would make myself very happy. I'd be very happy about that. I can be jealous and happy for people at the same time. See how it's all getting a bit fiddly? That would be all that foam that I added. If you had a firmer vinyl, I would not add the foam. Or perhaps because I'm on this machine, I probably should have done the foam within the seam allowance. But because it's a stick-on, without sewing it in, I fear that it was going to like fall off. Because it's not, I don't know how permanent the glue is, and I don't feel like testing that today either. We got most of it done. It does fit, it's just, you know, making sure everything looks neat. I love seeing other people do stuff with the machines that I don't have. It's a good jealous, not a bad jealous, if there's any such thing. Alright, 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to do a 3 stitch length. So again, this is the first time I've actually sewn with this foam. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it yet. It is quite thick, so this bit is a bit tricky. But I also did put it everywhere, so that was my choice. I wanted a nice thick gusset. I like putting like foam and interfacing on a gusset because the gusset is what's helping hold the shape of the bag. So I think having, see, I just missed. I need the other machine. I don't know, can we move? Everything else went pretty well, but this, because of all the thickness, I need the screen machine, which one day I am going to get painted to be horror, I promise. It's too thick here, so we're gonna switch. We're gonna have to shuffle. First off, I need the thread. I need to move that out of my way and that over there. I've literally just got to switch everything over. I could probably unplug that because I don't have long. Oh! What? It just shut down everything. Good job, computer. Nothing's ever easy, is it? We're switching machines because honestly, I want it to look good and the other machine's going to just do that. So, why shouldn't I? But I do love the harridan. I feel like you guys are going to love it too because we're so nearly finished and it's pretty. I just need to move everything that was here back to here. Alright. I'm going to have to come behind and lift you guys up and down. There's a good spot. I feel like we're pretty happy there. I also need to re-plug everything in. I need more power boards or something. It's not quite as ideal as we'd hoped, but that's okay. Lights on. Ah. Yes. I know that was a big issue, guys. But it'll be worth it, I promise. Nighty night. I will put a photo of the finished product on the main page so that you can see what it looks like when it's finished. I know it seems ridiculous to switch over, but I honestly just think that it's going to sew nicer because of the foam that I put in the seam allowance. If I hadn't have used the foam, we could have stayed on the other machine. And I probably could have struggled through, but I don't see the reason why I should struggle when I have this. It is the whole reason I spend all the money to get the machine in the first place. Alright. going to start back a bit. I don't know if you could tell, but that was so much easier. So this machine is a GC0617D. Again, I have no idea what these things mean. I'm not even going to lie and pretend like I do. I can tell you that it's a compound walking foot. And I can tell you that I love it and it's amazing. And beyond that, no idea. This is that stretchy elastic everyone was raving about for binding. So I got some, and then it sat in a cupboard. So we're going to try it out because it's perfect for this bag. Theoretically. I don't know, never used it. So we're working it out together. I do like that you can stretch it around the curves. I think it'll look quite lovely, so long as I'm actually stitching it underneath, which I will check at the end. I'm just going to assume I'm awesome until proven otherwise. It's how I operate life, really. Just assume you're awesome. And I want to trim all of these tails. You don't want to pull it too tight because it might kind of squish the bag. But you don't want it too loose either. You've got to try and find like a bit of a happy medium. Also, don't clip it because it's elastic. And then I'm going to cut a little bit past and then tuck under the raw edge as well. That was really easy to bind. I do see why you guys love it. Absolutely, and I see how that's fabulous. So, but it also depends on if I managed to get the back of it or not, because if I didn't, then that was a pointless endeavor. Ah, we're good. Look at that. Love it. Now, with this flap, I am going to kind of fold it as a triangle, just to make sure it's out of my way. It's a bit triangle-y. I mean, whatever works for you. And then we'll shove the other side on. Now this side will probably be easier than the other one because we had a lot less going on. And I want my clips facing the gusset because of course we're doing the gusset. It's easier to apply if you stretch it around, measure it out, cut it, sew the edges together. Okay, I mean, there's that. I found it easy even doing it my way where I had no idea. So I like the fact that you can do it an even easy way because that was pretty easy to begin with. I do see what the hype is all about. Can confirm. And if you hate binding, this one's way easier. Oh, that song, it's amazing and it's stuck in my head. Only if you like kind of metal and heavy music. It's not screamo, it's just got a really cool, I assume, guitar riff. For songs, I am definitely more attracted to the music than the words. Like sometimes the words can make it extra cool. But I couldn't tell you most of the words from this song, and I still love it. Not because you can't understand them, just because I wasn't paying attention. Totally different problem. So again, we're going to do 1/4 inch seam allowance on this. And then a strap and we're done. just match the thread to the binding and it automatically looks good. That is very true. I also think that's why I like black binding so much. Alright, so basically I'm just squashing the bag down out of the way. There's no zipper that I'm competing with under here, so it probably makes it a little bit easier. But honestly, it's fine. Stop, clean up your clips. Now again, I have made this on the green machine, but just not with this particular binding foam, which I think was most of my issue and why I had to switch. Alright, let's put the binding on and then we can check. I'm gonna melt it with a lighter. I like that it's already got the fold too. Whoever designed this was very clever. Nearly there. Ooh, something's beeping. Oh, it was my diffuser telling me that it's out of water. Fair enough. Nearly there. Lift and check, and I missed a bit. Not totally surprising, let's be honest. Vinyl does have its own sound. I just bought a record player. Ooh, it does have its own sound. That's why DJs like them so much. I get it. I require a lot of bass in my music. Wow, most of my music. Fleetwood Mac doesn't need a lot of bass. A little bit's enough for them. Alright. To open this, people always freak out when your zip's up, shut. Just put your finger in front and then slide. I promise it's not so bad. Alright, so I'm going to bring that one out first and then just push it all through. How would I contact you about maybe eventually doing one of your bags in a video? I mean, if you want to do a dice game, if you wait till I've turned this, we could probably just roll it for you now. I can see my dice, and the list is over there. So if you want to do that, that's fine. If you wanted to do it as a video, this is my official permission to go do any of my patterns in videos, and that's anybody. I just do ask that you don't tell everyone all the measurements, which I think is pretty standard for everyone. Right, so it obviously needs a Tory squish, look at it. But, right, to that side, you've got your cards as a wallet. And then the other side, you can fit like a pack of cigarettes if you smoke, your phone, keys, a small wallet if you didn't want to use that bit. And then in the front, you've got a slip pocket as well. Like, how freaking cute is it? It just needs a good Tory squish, but totally adorable. We would both want to do one. We can do that. I somewhere have a strap. So you can see the zipper looks a bit wonky. All you're going to have to do is Tory squish it and it'll work itself out, I promise. But how cute is it? I think it's cute. Not everybody loves it, that's okay. But I think as a mini bag it's quite adorable. Looks a bit wonky. I promise it's not. It's just... Oh, stop it. It just needs a bit of a Tory squish and it'll actually be even because I did sew it so it's even. See? Ta-da! So, this is harridan, which when you go look at the pattern, it's like this weird brown bag. I did it brown because I was like, look, it's a manly unisex bag, but I don't think that worked in my favor the way I thought it would, which is okay. I will survive it. I think it's adorable anyway. So if you wish to make it, I do have the pattern available. This strap will also sew better on this machine because it's a walking foot and this is slightly stretchy vinyl. So I think we'll actually do better sewing it on here, which is something to think about. Mini bags are great. See, I personally can't carry a mini bag. The smallest I can go is a kangaroo. I literally designed that bag for myself. I love kangaroo. It's a good medium bag. Empress is great around Christmas time when you go shopping and you just want to shove everything in. I took Empress to the movies yesterday because I had a bunch of like boxes with lollies and stuff for the children. So Empress is my chuck everything in it bag. Kangaroo is my everyday bag because it's got pockets for organization without being too big. But when I go to like a market festival type thing where we're going to go and eat and enjoy watching stuff, I tend to take a smaller bag for that. Because then I don't have to carry everybody else's stuff because, I'm sorry, I've got no room. As dodgy as that sounds, it works for me. Okay. Thought something went wrong. It did. The bobbin has lost its tension. Jerk. It is a great little bag, especially if you need the card slots and don't want to carry a wallet and a bag. And you just want like minimal stuff. But again, if you were going to use this on a motorbike, I'd use heavier duty press studs here so it doesn't blow up when you're doing like 110. Because we all know you go fast on motorbikes. It's like the unwritten rule, is it not? I have to pull out the whole other side. Look at me sewing slowly. Ugh. So not my thing. bobbin stuffed up right about here. And I can tell you how I know, because it will literally just, watch this, it'll just lift out. See that? That is not what it's meant to be doing. So, chop it off. And the reason I can tell that it's got something wrong, and I can show you, so this side, so beautifully, and see the other side, how like the stitches aren't in, they're floating on top? That's what's wrong. Pull, watch it, I see, I just pulled the whole stitching out. And that one. I still drive like a bat out of hell. It's so much more fun. I drive fast. I don't speed. I just get from 0 to the speed limit quite quickly. I don't need a fine. That's precious crafting money. Fixed. Huzzah! I gotta stop saying that. Chop and tails. Happy days. Now, that's not enough stitching, in my opinion, for a wide strap. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 1/8 of an inch from the edge as well. This gives the edges some stability, also squishes them flatter, especially if you're using a different vinyl. See, something just happened. Did you see that? I saw that. Jerk. It's like I knew it was going to happen. I've never clocked how fast I've gone. That's okay. I've been on the back of motorbikes and they've been going crazy fast. I quite enjoy it personally. That was not meant to be that fast, but anyway, moving along. Now, where'd those tails end up? This is the longest taking strap I think I've ever made. My gosh. Oh, tracks are cool. That side worked. Apparently half of it is cursed, but what do you do? I don't know why, but it just makes it look nicer and flatter when you stitch the edge as well. Each to their own. They are pretty fun, I have to admit. Motorbikes are pretty fun. My dad had one, so we've been riding them since we were like little. My brother had a dirt bike when he was a kid. And then I watched my dad break his kneecap riding said dirt bike, trying to be cool. I was a horse person, personally. Quite enjoy riding horses. It's typical of most girls though, right? Horses for the girls, motorbikes for the boys. I have no desire to get my license on a motorbike, but riding on the back of one, super fun. Barn door is done. I'm terrified, which is fair enough. I'm terrified of snakes. We've all got that one thing. terrified of snakes because they can kill me by just like striking me. So if I'm not fast enough to move out of the way, it could kill me, and I don't like that. Obviously, most animals could kill me. Like, I could be trampled by a horse, but I'm less worried about that because I'm pretty sure I've got time to move. Snakes, I've seen how fast they can strike. That stuff's insane. And I can't tell by looking at them which one can kill me and which one won't. So I just assume they all can. Unless it's your pet snake. I love pet snakes. I've held plenty of pet snakes. Because they're not out to kill me. And they're usually pythons that can't kill me. So even if they bite me and it hurts, I won't die. And I'm okay with that. I've also never been bitten by a snake, to be fair. Alright, strap is done, ladies and gentlemen. Sidecars are fun. You get your own space, you got your own little cocoon, and yet you still get to go fast and experience all the funness. Besides, if people's pet puppy dogs can ride in a sidecar, so can you. I have faith. There is my very adorable bag though. You can't tell me that's not a fun pattern. It needs a Tory squish. We're ignoring that fact for right now and just focusing on the fact that I finished it and it looks cool. So there you go, guys. The harridan in like a pretty colour. And a different strap because, you know, I just make whatever strap I feel like. Straps are all interchangeable. But there you go, guys. I will put a photo up so you guys can watch it later. That was fun. I love harridan. You guys should love harridan if you love small bags. It's fun. It's got pockets. There's another pocket you can add, but if you don't have reading glasses, there's very little point. But on the back, you can put like a reading glasses pocket. Just needs a Tory squish and it'll be good to go. So there you go. I'm going to go now back inside and check on my child, make sure my house is still good. I mean, it's not on fire, so that's always a good start. And I finally got a live in. There probably won't be too many videos before next week, just because it's still school holidays, and I just bought a little mini karaoke machine. So me and my child are going to go play with that, because that just sounds fun, and it was $10, so why not? But keep sewing, keep putting it in my Facebook group and sharing all of your beautiful things. And I will get on to those that wish to do a live with me. We should absolutely get onto that next week. I mean, we can organise it now, but not do it till at least next week because I don't have the time. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!